What's up, all you nerds and turds? It's me, it's Steve, it's him, it's Matt, and we have a special guest with us. It's MrBadBit himself, Joseph or Joe? I don't know, sometimes I call you Joe. Joseph Moran, how you doing, buddy? Welcome. Give a quick little introduction of who the hell you are, even though you just did it for our live audience, but there was a weird echo, so we're going to do it again.
Okay. Hey, hi. For the second time, my name is MrBadBit, aka Joe, because I'm working in reverse. I'm the host of the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players, where each and every week, me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation. And now this week, I'm here to talk about a whole lot of PlayStation VR2 goodness,
Indeed.
Especially an indie or two that may be on that platform. I'm excited to be here, guys. A bit of a messy start. You're not
Listen,
impressing me much.
We haven't hit this one out of the park just yet, Matt. But we're gonna get there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Indies Nutz Podcast, the internet's #1 indie gaming news, reviews, and previews podcast, hosted by people you've never heard of that you probably never listened to ever. The show posts each and every week for your favorite podcast service of choice, including our home Podbean, and we're back on Apple and Google and all that fun stuff. Everything's back to normal. Sorry for our audio listeners if you were having issues, but you could also watch us record live every single Thursday night, 9 p.m. on twitch.tv/dual screen streams, or watch the video on demand one day later on youtube.com/dual screens TV. Thank you so much to our Patreon producer Colton the Apprentice Nestler and FNH Paul. We cannot continue to grow without all of your support, and you can hang out with us all in a special Discord for just $1. Patreon.com/dual screens. Links are in the chat description. We have an awesome show, and we do have Joe here to specifically talk about PSVR2 because there was a list of like 40 games that we're going to launch with this thing, and so many of them are indie games that unfortunately I will never play because VR does not agree with me. So I need experts here. I know Matt is a big VR fan who has played tons of
I will play eventually.
Yeah, because
I just don't have $600 right now to drop on a PSVR2.
Yeah, it's
who needs a mortgage?
Yeah, all of this is true. All of this is true. Let's talk really quick about what's new on DualScreens.com. We do have a brand new article up there about the Next Fest demo for Infection Free Zone by Sunny Rads. That is live right now. We have a review going up tomorrow as well, and another article this weekend. So keep it tuned to DualScreens.com for all of your indie goodness. We love Sunny Rads and all the things that she's contributing over yonder. So let's just jump right into this thing, because there's a couple of games I want to talk about that I started playing a little bit of that I just want to bring to your radar. And the first one is a really, really cute game. Matt, if you could throw the links in the chat while we're doing this, that would be great. Just so, because I have a lot to, whatever. The first one is called Meg's Monster. Oh, that is not correct. Hold on. Preview pane. There we go. That's the one. Meg's Monster. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh boy, forgot to mute the tabs. Look at this, because I already did this. So Meg's Monster is
killing it tonight.
Is a JRPG that is set in this monster universe where this little girl gets trapped and can't find her mom. And these monsters, they want to eat humans. Like, that's what they do. Like, very rare to human. They're a rare delicacy. And this girl, when she gets scared, she starts to cry. And when she starts to cry, the monster world starts burning. Like, the monsters start feeling like they're going to just die right there on the spot. So they realize they have to protect her and get her out of here, because literally her crying can bring about the end of their world. It's got a really interesting mechanic. Like I said, it's a JRPG. It's very cute. The mechanic is you basically can't die. You have 999999999 HP. You are the strongest monster in Monster World, and you kick the shit out of everything. But this little girl has what's called heart points, and when she sees you get your ass kicked, her heart points go down. And if she gets too sad seeing you get your ass beat, think Boo and Sully, right? Like, that's like the relationship you kind of have in this game. So Boo will start to lose it, and you have to like juggle that and protect her and like all that stuff. So it's really cute. I'm about an hour in right now. It is gorgeous. The music is phenomenal. Like, I want to just sit there and pause. It's like Final Fantasy VII. Like, that's what it reminds me of.
I think that they missed out on a major opportunity here to call this Crypocalypse.
Wow.
Let's email them. Let's get this happening.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Crypocalypse.
Yeah, I'm definitely not mad at that.
Yeah. I'm in.
It makes sense.
So,
come on.
So throw that on your wish list, or I'm playing that right now. So there you go. That's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing.
Feel nice.
Matt, you're playing some old stuff that MrBadBit over here, Joe, probably knows quite a bit about.
Yeah, so my Steam Deck has made me dig into like my backlog like no other thing ever has. And so I picked up Inside today.
Yeah.
Right? It's so good. It's a beautiful
Inside.
Machine. Yeah, which is like a game that came out in like
a million
2013, 14, I don't even know actually. But it is a wonderful atmospheric puzzle platformer. One of the weirdest worlds I think I've ever walked through. And it was a game that really just kept me moving. Like,
yeah.
And what I mean by that is that it constantly had me like, all right, well, if I can just get through this next screen, why don't I get to the next screen?
It's it's the perfect carrot at the end of the stick game.
It really is. It's exactly that. Like, hey, this next room has some interesting stuff in it. Why don't I go check that out? Or, what are these weird people that are following me around now? And yeah, I had an absolute blast playing through this game.
No, that is not true. Nobody has a blast playing this game. It is.
I did.
Haunting and sad and spoopy.
It is.
And I love and challenging.
I love all those things though.
Yeah, but
see, here's
fun is not. I would use enthralled.
I had fun.
That would be the word I would use.
All right.
Enthralling.
Well, Steve, who is talking about the game? Is it you or is it I?
It's a conversation. How does it play on Steam Deck?
It plays fantastic on the Steam Deck. It's verified, so it works perfectly. And yeah, I beat this in like a sitting. And it
look at this guy, Brack.
The end is weird.
This game's hard. I beat it in a sitting. That's
fine. The game is fantastic, and then the end is very, very. It's like one of the weirdest endings to any game that I've ever played in my life. But yeah, check it out. It's really fucking really good. Really, really good time. If you haven't somehow by now.
I'm not a platformer guy. I've heard great things about Inside, but like here's the thing: I'm not usually drawn into sad games unless it's The Last of Us.
Sure.
So like for me, it's just like, guys, I was talking to Kyle about this on the trophy room this week. It's like, why y'all want to be sad all the goddamn time? You know? Have you looked outside? It's kind of goddamn depressing. I want to smile every now and again.
Here's the thing.
That's why I can't play The Last of Us more than once. I played it once and I'm done.
The atmosphere of this game is definitely oppressive, but there's like a little bit of like victoriousness that comes through it because you're just this child like escaping all of these things, and you always feel one of the things that it does very well is it always makes you feel more clever than the people who are after you. And while I agree, it definitely has an oppressive atmosphere, and sometimes those can be really hard to take, especially in today's day and age, where outside is as oppressive as you need to get. But it is. It's a really, really fantastic little indie game, and I'm really mad at myself for putting it off for so long because it was a. Here's what I'll say: was it a great time? Was it a fun time? No, but it was a great experience.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Remember the Cynthia game? The game I mentioned last week, Matt. It was the Breath of the Wild kind of look-alike thing. Worst demo I've ever seen in my life.
Oh boy.
That's not good.
The game is probably going to be fine. I don't know for sure, but that was literally the worst demo. It was barely. It was like 1/4 of a tutorial, and then it was like, "Thanks for playing." I'm like, "Oh, all right." Uninstall.
Okay, cool.
But anyway, I didn't want to put that in the show because there's really nothing to say other than that. But it is a game, and you shoot a bow, and you do very rudimentary puzzles in the tutorial that they were showing me. And then as soon as I got up to an enemy, it was like, you can't fight these enemies. You have to sneak around them. I was like, cool, no problem. And then it was like, all right, you finished the puzzle room. Now go into this big open area where a bad guy's totally going to be. Thank you for playing. Goodbye. I was like, cool. All right. Awesome. Matt, you also played a game here called Alec Head, and that is a former guest of the Dual Screens podcast.
It is, and this game isn't as old as Inside, so I do play modern things, guys.
It's 2 years old.
This is another puzzle platformer. There is one mechanic in it, or really two mechanics, but the mechanic is that your body is electrified. Things that you touch become conductive and will change based on what they're hooked up to. And so you'll be like jumping around, and you'll touch a wall, and then boxes will show up, and you'll have to figure out how to get across it. Maybe like a fourth into the game, you get a power where you can shoot your head, which is the powered part of your body, off of your body, and kind of get across with your body,
kind of like decap
unattached
attack
from your head. Yeah, kind of like decap attack, which we bring up a lot on this podcast.
That is the second time in as many weeks, I think.
Yeah, I feel like we talked about that last week. But yeah, it does a great job at making you feel smart. Because it does a really, really, really awesome job of introducing mechanics and introducing puzzles in a very fun way, where the first time you'll encounter a mechanic, it's very simple. You'll definitely get through the room. And then when you later come upon that mechanic, you now know exactly how it works and exactly how you interact with it. And the room is the puzzle. It's not trying to figure out how all the shit works. And I love that about puzzle platformers. Like when they're able to teach you how the game works in a way that doesn't make you feel stupid. Because I feel like a lot of platformers and a lot of games have a hard time tutorializing without over-explaining, and this game does not have that problem. Really great pixel art, cool, awesome sound design, great little soundtrack. And again, this is a one-sitting game for anybody. I'm not braggadocious here.
No, not bragging.
Not bragging. This is like a 3-4 hour game max. And is also Steam Deck verified and works great on the Steam Deck.
Yeah, it's a really fun game. I don't know if you've ever played it, Joe, but if you like these kinds of old school platformer games, puzzle platformers, it's actually really well done. All right, so now we're gonna get to our indie steal of the week, which I did not put. I put a different one in here, but this is
really
yours is totally better. So
I'm sorry, I didn't see it in there, man. I wouldn't have got rid of it.
It was no. It was because it was after our sponsor for this indie steal of the week, which of course is our shop, dualscreens.com/shop. Check out our shirts, you noobs.
Sponsoring ourselves, man.
Sponsoring ourselves. That's right.
Let me check a look.
We got some good stuff. Dualscreens.com/shop, and you can find.
I'm not gonna buy anything.
We Heart Indies.
Yeah, I've made at least. Yeah, I've made at least one of those shirts.
Yeah,
I just bought a PSVR2. I'm broke.
Yeah, no, shit. I know, and we're gonna hear all about that very soon. Really quickly,
shit, I like this Play More Indie shirt.
Let's go into right. It's a good one. We
got this mug. Let's hang on this.
Okay,
listen,
hold on.
It's usually 30-second song. This is a good mug.
All right. Listen, you're the first person that isn't one of us to look at the store live on the show. So let's get all your live
what's
thoughts.
your read?
What's your favorite design so far?
I like the Bad at Games one. This one's good. This one's a good one.
Bad at Games is good.
That's a good one. But let's not listen. I'm also of the mind of let's stop that motif, okay?
No, but
that gives you a whole lot of amount of respect coming from me as someone. Whenever I hear someone go, "Oh, bad at video games," I'm all right, relax. This shirt, I'm not relaxed. This is great. I love indie shirt. It reminds me of like the I Love New York, but like scribbled in. It's nice. Yeah. Play more indies. I like the bar. Like this is nice stuff. Let us play. It's a rosary bead. Like person like it's a little it's a little sacrilegious, but
it's okay.
It is. It is definitely not for church. Don't wear that at church. Unless wear it at church and just have it like a hoodie.
You got a crop top here?
Yeah, we got some crop top. I also had a crop top hoodie.
I'll pop on the crop top.
Hell yeah.
I'll let it
That's free. That's free advertising for us.
That is.
I mean, I don't know if it's the advertising you want though.
PAX East is the advertising. It's exactly the advertising.
I think we should all wear crop tops at PAX East. I'll tell you what. I'll wear a trophy room crop top.
All right.
Wow.
Challenge accepted. Because I was going to say, listen, I'm not about the body shaming, but if I wore that, you're allowed to shame me. You know what I'm saying?
There's no body shaming.
Never.
I'm
all about the body positivity, but like if I put that on, it's like, but at a point, come on, guys. So this is alarming.
Matt, tell us about our indie steal of the week. Noobs Want to Live.
Sure. This is yet another enemy hell game that I found. It is naturally $4.99. This game has the most amount of weapons, combos, and interactions. I don't want to say the word synergies because Andy would laugh at me. That I have seen in any of these games. There's levels to each of the weapons. There's like the the natural like white, green, blue, purple,
sure.
Orange. Of like your looter shooters and all those types of things. But it is so damn fun, and just finding and mixing and matching all the different kinds of combinations that you could possibly get. It also has a really rad art style where it's like a top-down, but like top-down 3D, but everything is like a 2D based
it's
sprite.
Paper Mario style.
It's exactly Paper Mario.
It's great.
Yeah, this is really good.
It is super fun, and like the cool thing about this game, like I said, is the amount of stuff that is the amount of weapons and upgrades and all that stuff that you can get. And it gives you those like weird, huge, like room clearing vibes of like a Binding of Isaac or something sometimes where you find these crazy combos and stuff is just fucking splashing out all over the screen. Super fun. $5. Pick it up.
This actually looks like it does what it wants to do and does it well and isn't pretending. I like that a lot.
It does.
Man, these games are just showing up everywhere. Oh my god, it's like a giant bear with a nutsack on his face. Did you see that?
It's just it's so easy. Not it's easy to make these. I shouldn't say that. But like I do feel like you can capitalize on this genre with less work than a lot of other types of games because the core gameplay loop is a little bit more simplistic. And when you can build that out and you already have the idea of this is exactly what this game is, everybody loves these type of games right now and this is such a hot genre. You can take it in a million directions. And so I think that like we're seeing this crazy explosion of these $5.99 or under games in this genre because people are able to make really good ones and like pump them out faster than traditional games.
Yeah, they're also like they're the type of game. It's like that first time you give somebody the controller who's never played games before, you give them Super Mario Brothers. Like they just get it. Like you walk and then you jump. And then you jump on top of things, and then it's just a hook. It's a mechanic that you just understand. And this game, these mechanics are very simple to understand. Don't get hit by the bad guy and it's arcade. It's arcade gaming. It's all it is. Man, I want to see Housemarque do this again. Now that this is like a thing.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just don't even get me started on that whole idea. Please, Housemarque.
Just a Housemarque level of polish, but also the depth of like a real deep RPG. Matt's going through one of his internet funks, so I'm just going to keep talking over it, and he'll eventually catch up with us.
No. I'll join in on this.
We'll figure it out. He'll be back at some point. It's totally just one of those genre that I think they would kick just way out of the park. Imagine one of these genre. We're about to get into the PSVR2 talk. Imagine like something like this in a VR, kind of like a Moss would, like where it's more diorama style, where you're in it, and you could look behind you and say, okay, there's enemies coming this way. Let me move my guy over here. But like you're the camera, like that would be sick in VR. Just shit exploding all over the place. And you're just like the fly on the wall kind of thing.
And the great thing is like VR is getting to the point where we're getting more of those. Like that is not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
The possibilities are really limitless.
I feel like VR is less of like a fringe market now. And I feel like developers are gaining a lot more confidence in it.
Yeah. It's coming hitting hard right now. All right. So now we're going to really quickly get into our wish list roundup. These are a couple of games that kind of tickled our fancy that we want to let our listeners know and viewers know that they should check them out. And the first one really looked kind of pretty cool, and it's called Smells Like a Mushroom. This is it's a looter shooter where you're killing mushrooms. And it looks really dope.
I'm tired of looter shooters. I'm tired of them.
You're tired of them? You hate it?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks, it's, I don't know. It just looks
How much loot do you really need? It's about consumption. It's about capitalism. It's greed.
Listen, sometimes you need to upgrade your iPhone 11 to an iPhone 14. Okay. You just got to do it. Not me. Sure. I don't have to do it, but somebody has to do it. But yeah, it's
give me the loot.
3D,
give me the loot.
3D third person shooter, lots of loot, lots of cool stuff to blow up and whatnot. If
Look at all those hats.
Lots
you see
of
all
hats.
those hats.
Lots of hats. Honestly, if they could add more hats, this is instantly a wish list for me. But yeah, it's also a split screen, so that's fun. No release date right now. It's to be announced.
Looks pretty well along though.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Honestly, you never know with these Steam things.
Getting kind of Returnal vibes from some of it.
I was about to say, right?
Yeah,
especially the boss. Yeah, this looks like
right.
Someone's like, "Hey, I fucking loved Returnal."
Yeah,
Would you guys like more Returnal? Like,
I would. Yes. Yeah, please give me that now.
Can we shoot fungus? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm down with that. Smells like a mushroom. Check it out. We also need to give a shout to our one of the games that was in our showcase. Yes, indeed.
All right, cool.
I have to scroll up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. 9 Years of Shadows. There we go. So it was all fucked up because it's in the IGN Fan Fest thing.
Oh,
so it pushes all the video down. So now I can't crop it out correctly. But this game looks freaking dope. It looks better and better. And if you go to the Steam page right now, you can watch devs play the game, which is awesome. Metroidvania action adventure game.
Yeah, this looks awesome.
Incredible visuals. Just looks like it's doing the thing and doing it real well. Just make sure that's on your radar. It was in our showcase and we fell in love with it right there. And we were actually shocked because we didn't know what we were getting. And when they threw this our way, we were like, holy crap, this looks really good. So make sure that is on your wish list. It is coming March 27th, right around the corner.
Wow, that's soon.
Yeah, it's right around the corner, man.
Give it to me. I'll take it.
We'll give it to you. Tell us about Tiny Thor.
Tiny Thor is a game that I saw that looks like the best Super Nintendo game I never played. It just looks like it's going to be a really well polished, kind of difficult puzzle or action platformer. That's all I can say about it. I threw it on here quickly because it looks dope and I want to play it.
It's considered a precision platformer, high difficulty. There is a demo right now, so if you guys want to try it out for yourself, you can do so right now. It is also part of the Next Fest, the IGN.
It feels wish list worthy.
Yeah, you can watch the developers play it right now on the Steam page as well. So check that out. Its planned release is in Q2, so just a few months. This game looks like it's going to make me throw my controller. So yeah,
that's why I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, probably you sadomasochist.
I never said I wasn't.
And the final one that I want to talk about is Starship Troopers Extermination.
Let's talk about it.
Holy crap.
How is Starship Troopers a thing still? And I love the movie. The original movie is great. It's fantastic. It holds up way better than it has any right to. But like, who was shopping around and was like, oh, Starship Troopers, the IP. Nobody's done that for a while.
I'll tell you who. Off-World Industries.
There you go.
And clearly this is a multiplayer game. Survival. Looks like a lot of crafting is involved here. Shooting the alien creatures together and making a thing. And I like that. Online co-op, first person, FPS. That's what they show here. It's an early access game. At least that's what they're saying, with a release date of this year at some point. So who knows when, but I like me some FPSs to play with friends.
Oh, yes.
Same.
And they're fun and I love them. And that's it. That's
Starship Troopers scared me as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I was not allowed to watch it.
Oh man.
They said bad words. That's what I remember. They said bad words in the movie. So
did you hear that noise?
Yeah. What was that? That was weird.
Oh, cool. Yeah. They say, and it's really bad. It's
they
really
do.
scary.
They do say that. They say that indeed.
It's real. Right. It's real scary.
It's real.
I have a little censor button because I like to say fuck.
I get it.
You You can say that here. It's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. We hit that little button that we don't do any sort of cursing in
You're
the first
saying,
8 seconds.
You're saying something real. You're saying something real bad.
You're still muted.
You're still muted.
Oh, hot damn. Yeah, no. See,
Yeah, wow. What did
Tim
you say,
Appleby's
man?
there.
That was like a long time.
Well, I was on this JK rant. It just, she's, we all have her wrong.
We all
Should
have
I
it.
keep myself muted? Okay.
We don't want you getting canceled, friend. We like you.
That's all right.
We like
People yell at me all the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, PSVR2 is here, and it's
Never heard of it.
It is in one of the three of ours hands. Joseph, you have your PSVR2. You, of course, do.
Oh God! Look at the controller.
Yeah, one of the best independent produced PlayStation podcasts. Period.
I like to say the best.
Yeah, well, I don't want to insult anyone else that's out there that might be listening and be like,
it's all right, Colin.
It's
I'm
the best.
better than you.
It's the best.
Better,
It's the best.
I'll live with that man's head.
You do it with a budget that, I mean, I've seen his friggin' Patreon. It's insane.
That's right. $1 million per episode. Patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. You can help us support us live lavishly in the high-rise apartment that is my parents' house.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So we got a lot of indies that touched PSVR 2, but I want you to tell us about your experience with it so far. How you were obviously PSVR, you're intimate, you're intimately knowledgeable about
I've been
that.
intimate with it.
You've been intimate in there.
Ayo.
You've done some things.
Unspeakable.
Right away.
For research
purposes, it's all a tax write-off.
Research.
For research.
Tell us what's the first thing that like jumped out at you with this thing when you took it out of the box, you threw it on your face hole.
Just porn is so crisp, you guys. Jeez, Louise.
That is some 4K.
I'm telling you, the areolas that you see, woo. No, so real talk. We got very passionate this week on the Trophy Room because I feel like a lot of folks got the reviews wrong on this thing. A lot of people complaining about things that I honestly, I feel like VR enthusiasts really love this tech and they feel like there's something here, where I feel like a lot of the mainstream audience or coverage just don't understand or aren't up to date on VR tech. Now, we're not here to claim that we are the authority on VR. Absolutely not. I'm an enthusiast at best. I love the Oculus Quest. I've put every one of these things on my face hole that I can, besides the Index. So I am knowledgeable on VR, but I'm not claiming that I'm the bee's knees.
Sure.
That being said, though, this tech, when people complain about the wire or people compare it to the Oculus Quest, it's like, what are we doing here? There is no comparison. The Oculus Quest is an untethered, way less powerful piece of tech that lacks a lot of the features that PlayStation VR 2 just boasts. So when I see reviews like that, I'm like, I can't trust you. But what I can do is I could put it up against the VR that got me into VR, which is PlayStation VR, right? That iteration, it was a beautiful, clunky, shouldn't have worked, but somehow did Frankenstein's monster of a console, right?
It sure was.
Yeah.
Platform. Now, that said, the one wire is welcomed compared to the God knows how many you had at the first. You really had to
with your bot, like the
Yeah.
pass-through box, and
you just had it was like you needed a community college class, just kind of running you through how to hook this thing up. That being said, it's wired for a reason. This thing's power is incredible. Playing a AAA game like Fire Sprites, Horizon Call of the Mountain it's just beautiful. Like the vistas that I'm seeing, guys, I have to take a moment and just like take in. It's just everything looks like, it's not like I'm looking at a PS4 game. It's almost like I'm looking at something that's almost one-to-one with a PlayStation title that I'm in. It really does feel like there's parity between PS5 and PlayStation VR 2 when it comes to the one AAA game, of course, caveat, asterisk, that we've gotten on this thing. It's really, really impressive tech. Now, that being said, too, the only thing that I have to kind of complain about is the pass-through camera. It's kind of sad that the pass-through camera on the Quest is a little bit better. So what the pass-through is it's pretty much one button. You click on the visor that will allow you to see the environment around you.
Right.
You're seeing like a cat or a dog in black and white, right? It's a little bit fuzzy here on PSVR2, but the one great thing that PSVR2 allows you to do is it has a slider. So, the one thing is not everybody's face are one-to-one, right? So there's a slider that allows the lens to move to correctly be placed where your eyes are, allowing for more clarity and more sharpness to the picture around you.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, really awesome stuff. Another thing that they've learned is no cameras on top, to monitor your movement. It's all cameras that the helmet, I was gonna say.
It's outward cameras.
Yeah, outward cameras that track your movement. There has not been a moment yet where this thing has messed up tracking my controller. It is very accurate.
That was my largest complaint about the PSVR. The original one was like it losing the move controllers.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk taking those move controllers
2 generations forward?
Yeah, like.
Who knows? And boys, also stop me so I don't rant here as well. But or interrupt when you can, please. The one thing, the one little complaint, you need it to be well lit because the cameras need to detect these controllers. But other than that, the detection is on point. I was playing late at night with just the ceiling light fan on. It was catching everything really well while playing Demio. So the hardware is there. And from what I've gotten the opportunity to interview some of the developers behind Demio, Moss, and a few others that will be releasing in the next few weeks, they're all excited by this tech. They're all excited by the possibilities and the prospects, seeing PlayStation double down on VR and the tech that it's putting behind the hardware. They're really optimistic of what they're able to achieve with the titles that they're starting to think of or think up. And so for me, the hardware is amazing. The controller, the things you're able to do with this are awesome. The hand tracking is really fun. The haptics, not just in the controller, but also in the headset, do add for an extra, part of immersion that we got with our DualSense controllers added here. The controller itself is the most comfortable VR controller. It just falls in my hand. It's fantastic. I love it. It is not like the Quest, this thing that was made for a toddler. It's an impressive controller that they got going on with it. And alongside the eye tracking, which was really fun and really surprising how well that worked in games like Horizon Call of the Mountain, where I constantly, while going through just menus, just like minority reporting it with my eyes, I was only disappointed by the fact that it's not the entire UI, so I can't just navigate the PS5 UI with my eyes. That's how accurate and fun this thing.
That would be wild.
Yeah. It like the possibilities that this thing has it truly feels like we are stepping into a next gen of VR, akin to from what I hear, the biggest competition that this thing has is something like the Index. Again, the only headset that I haven't put on my face hole. But this is my favorite one so far, or at least for the early impressions that I've had, is more positive than most because it's in the ecosystem that I like.
Right, of course. Yeah, I mean, that's a huge part of it.
I get the trophies. I love them.
Yeah.
God damn.
I mean, this thing's a day and a half out in the wild at this point. Yeah. So we don't expect you to have been able to dive in too deep, but
tell me.
Let's talk about some of your indie game experiences in here. Sure. Like, so why don't you give a couple of games that really stood out to you that our audience should look out for if they're getting their hands on a PSVR2?
Great question. So Kayak VR is super chill. I've heard that people have gotten motion sick with it. I don't know how I'm going to fare, but so far so good. I don't get motion sick very easily, but maybe there's like a rapid level that I haven't gotten to yet. That one's a super chill experience because there's one where it's like, yeah, race, but you don't need to get in first. Everybody's a winner. There's one where it's just like, just explore or just take a tour. So you could just be chilling out with your VR headset and you get this environment that is just, lifelike and beautiful to look at and just to sit back and relax to.
Kayak like VR, it's like semi-realistic, like that's what they're going for.
Very much so. They're trying to hit you with something that is as true to life as an indie developer can get with.
Sure.
Kyle has played one where it takes control of the room scaling. So one great thing about PSVR2 is it allows for different ways of play. So some games, they advise you, hey, you might want to stand up for this one. This one you might need some room for, or a lot of them are just like sit back, relax, stay in your seat, and all that type of stuff. What the Bat, where you have bats for hands and you're trying to navigate the world. So
when you say bats, do you mean baseball bats or you mean animal bats?
Yeah, baseball bats.
Okay.
Baseball bats. And like Kyle was talking to them, like it sounds completely like Octodad.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah.
You just have bats for hands, son. go make a banana split and you're trying to make you're trying to peel the banana, but you accidentally hit it out of the peel. Like it's the stupid fun stuff like that get me really intrigued. Yeah. Or it's the games like that we played a ton of, which is Demio, which you can play out of VR. I don't know what that experience would be like because for me, we wanted to get a little bit of game time so we knew what we were talking about when we were interviewing the dev. And so we're like, we'll play for 30, 40 minutes, like a round. We ended up playing for almost 3 hours.
Holy shit.
The game is just that much fun. And at the end of the day, it's just a little board game where I'm moving pieces around. This is not the most intuitive thing in the world, but I'm just minority reporting the map, resizing it, trying to find out, navigating the world map where it is essentially D&D turn-based strategy. And there's so much strategy involved. Kyle was a warlock. I was a rogue. Our buddy Logan was a guardian. And we were just trying to figure out, survive, and get to the exit of each dungeon that we're piling on through. And we were just getting lost in the sauce, man. We were just finding so much fun in the challenge and just making our own story in Demio as we were proceeding through each dungeon. Incredible, super fun game. There's even games that, Demio,
I don't want to interrupt you, but how do they present your perspective in Demio? Like, are you in the dungeon?
Yeah.
No, you're looking down at
a board.
It's like looking at a board game almost.
Yeah. Great question. And again, interrupt me as much as possible. Demio, you are playing D&D. That's it. That's exactly you're in a basement in the 80s. There's so many cool little nods. Like there's literally an Atari on the floor and you're staring at the table. And so you're looking at it and it's like if you were dead focused on the map itself. So again, you can manipulate the board so that you can zoom in, zoom out. You can pick up individual pieces. So if there's an enemy, like we had this big giant ooze, you pick up the enemy and it'll tell you, hey, this enemy is weak against fire. So you may want to choose fire on it. It'll tell you all of its stats. And the one cool thing that Demio does, which I feel like indie games are just nailing, is you have a deck of cards in your hand. And so how you look at your abilities is you just turn your hand this way and you're like, oh, so I got a fireball, I got an ice spell, I got this, that. And then I look at my wrist, I go, okay, it's Kyle's turn, then it's my turn, then it's Logan's turn, then it's the enemy's turn. Everything, the UI just right on your hand. It's kind of awesome. like Yu-Gi-Oh in that sense, right? And every time you use a certain spell, most spells, you lose it forever. So you have to, or until you pick up another spell. So you, or make enough moves, do enough damage to gain another spell. So you have to use spells really wisely. So it was you can meet a mob and you're like, okay, do I want to use this bomb here, or do I want to hold off until I meet a bigger, more challenging mob, or I could kite them through it like a doorway? Demio is by far one of the most fun experiences that I've had in VR, and it's about the simplest thing.
Yeah.
Which is a board game. I could play this on my PS4, my PS5 right now. I don't want to. I'd rather play it in PSVR because the interaction that you get via VR is just, it's unmatched. The level of immersion that I have with this.
I think it
so
had
much
originally released VR only, and then later they had released it PC, PS5, and all that. So it definitely was designed with a VR headset in mind. And I haven't played the full version. I played a demo at PAX last year, and it was like a stupid amount of fun, man. And I
so much fun.
I haven't put my Quest headset on in a long time, but that was one game where I was kind of like, that might be it.
It's definitely worth it, and it's crossplay on everything too. So like, you know, we could as long as I give you my room code, we could play together.
Oh,
and it's awesome because the trophy room community is like, so we're playing. I'm like, absolutely, we're goddamn playing. Yes. So we might even do like little community game nights because of Demio, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah,
did you play Ragnarok? I've heard great things about Ragnarok.
Ragnarok? No, I have not heard of it. Now I'm like, God of War Ragnarok? Well, speaking
it's a Viking rhythm game.
So let's not ask. Why don't we not ask, like, hey, do you know Wonderwall? Do you know how to play Wonderwall? What else aside from Demio stood out to you?
Good question. So shout out to Tetris Effect for making me see God in blocks. This is another porting from PlayStation 1 over to PSVR 2. And here's the thing about this game. Here's the thing about the audacity of this, that nothing's really changed. It's just Tetris really on a bigger screen.
Sure.
It's like it's like I'm just sitting in a room, right? Like it's just more immersive.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
but then you're clearing lines, and there's like whales and shit.
And it's just and so I feel like I'm part of the goddamn atmosphere.
Yeah, man.
You know?
It's that Tetris effect, man.
It's a goddamn Tetris effect.
It's the effect of the Tetris.
It's the effect of the Tetris. I tell you, it's amazing. Played a little bit of Res Infinite. I'm still not good at this gosh dang game.
Yeah,
but I want to get better. And again, another PSVR 1 to PSVR 2. Those remasters, I would like to call them, or updates. They're $10 each. I don't know, as much as I love Tetris Effect and Connected, if you played it if you really love it, it's worth the upgrade. If it's not, pass. The other two, Moss Book 1, Book 2. I have not played Book 2 yet. We talked to the developers last week, and they're just like, this is the most substantial port from, you know, graphically, fidelity wise. The thing that strikes me the most about Moss is how it utilizes the sense controllers, the haptics, the adaptive triggers, all of it. This was not a simple port. You know, that's why Moss does not have a free upgrade. But I feel like most people didn't play or didn't get a chance to play Moss and appreciate it. So here's the way to play it in the best way possible. Fantastic. And what it is at the end of the day, Moss is literally a cute little platformer where you're helping Quill get from one place to the other while solving puzzles. A little minimal fighting here or there, but you're really trying to solve puzzles to get Quill from one side of the map to the next, solve puzzles, fight enemies, and that's how pretty much the game works for the most part. Cute, adorable story told via storybook. A lot of fun. Go check that out. Go support PolyArt because they've been fantastic. Other than that, though, man, the game I'm addicted to is the big AAA one. I'm sorry, boys.
That's fine.
I failed you with the Indie Cast.
That's all right. Because it's okay.
It's all about Horizon Call of the Mountain. To anyone that gave Call of the Mountain a 6, I just want to talk. I just want to talk. We need to discuss things. Is it the best game I've ever played? Nah. But is it a 6? No. So again, I just want to talk. You know.
Well,
yeah.
If you're listening out there, folks, he just wants to talk. Just sit down right over here.
Yeah, no.
I'm really trying to find this Ragnarok game.
Ragnarok.
Oh shit! Let's check this out.
That looks dope. Also, Gorn looks hilarious. I don't know if
you
saw
Gorn's pretty fun.
I need to play Gorn.
Yeah.
I need it in my veins. When I saw it hit PSVR2, I'm like, I never got a chance to play this game.
Yeah,
I need it.
Gorn is like, it shouldn't be as fun as it is because it's not that it's bare bones. Like there's plenty of content there, but it's just so wacky and stupid, and like the ragdoll physics are hilarious. And like I don't know that I've ever laughed harder playing a VR game than I have playing Gorn, because it's just like whack the shit out of everything. Everything's gonna die, and when it dies, it's gonna fucking zing all over the place. It's great.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be checking that out for sure. And that's the thing. Like for me, guys, I know this is sacrilege. I'm not the biggest indie dude, but PSVR or VR in general is the thing that always gets me to check out VR stuff first and foremost.
Yeah. I think that VR in general, though, it just because of its, like I was talking about before, because it was kind of so fringe, indie developers have kind of like infiltrated at a base level, and now they're the guys who really understand the tech, who are excited about the tech, and who are really like pushing the envelope on a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not a safe bet. So a lot of the bigger studios and developers kind of made them side projects, and then Sony actually was like the company that kind of put it in the forefront. Like, no, we don't want just experiences anymore.
Yeah,
put your love that you would put into a Horizon game into a Horizon VR game. Like it's not. We don't want to just see Spider-Man swinging in webs. We want you to.
Oh, I wouldn't hate that.
That's true.
I would throw up so fast.
Sure.
My cousin has a house that is on. It has like this little he's got a boat and that's docked out back, whatever. And I was out there alone one day. When we went to go see his house, and I'm just looking at it. And I'm just looking at the boat. I'm on the ground. And I'm looking at the boat, and I got queasy and almost fell because it was moving.
Hot damn.
Like that. So
hot damn.
VR, I hope. I mean, I did play a little bit of VR, and it was okay for me. I didn't get too bad, but I don't know.
Put the C-bands on, baby.
The only time I've ever gotten sick playing VR, and I didn't get sick, I just got a little dizzy and queasy and had to take the headset off, was No Man's Sky.
That shit's dookie.
Dude, it wasn't even that it was like bad looking or anything. What got me was I was totally fine. I got in a fucking ship. I took off and like left the atmosphere of the planet I was on, and I looked next to me, and there was a planet ass sized planet next to my face, and my brain couldn't comprehend the scale of that in direct first person, and I got like so fucking dizzy. I was like, what is happening right now?
Just turning?
That
was Vomit Central. Population me.
It's tough, man.
Yeah. No bueno. But what I do want to do in VR is I want to box. That's one thing that I really want to do. I want to do like that Creed game, and I just want to like fight something because I want to see if my body, because I'll be dreaming of getting punched in the face and full on like flinch in my sleep. I cannot wait to see what my face does in VR.
Drunken bar
punched
fight
in the face.
Drunken bar fight's where it's at.
Hell yeah.
It's super good. And it's hilarious.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to bring us to the end of the show.
Oh boy.
Joe, where can everybody follow you? Tell everybody about what you do and how they could support you.
All right, boys. Listen, this has been one wild ride just trying to get this show together tonight, but I had fun.
We appreciate you being here.
We made it work.
Yeah, it was good times. Good conversation.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Listen, you guys can find me over at MrBadBit over on Twitter. You can find the Trophy Room over at PS Trophy Room on Twitter. And if you'd like to check out my show, The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast, where each and every Thursday, me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest and the greatest in all things PlayStation. We broke down this state of play, and we've come to the conclusion that every state of play people hate, we love, and every state of play people love, we think's mediocre. We come to the conclusion that only us can give you the PSVR coverage that you need, you desire, that you deserve. And only us, like Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. I'm going to stand it. It's going to become my personality. Oh, I'm tired of games and service games. Don't buy it. No one's taking it. No one's putting a gun to your head.
I'm super into that shit. It looks great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I would like to punch bad guys.
Three people really like it.
Guys.
Why did they make a Superman game? Because they didn't want to. How many times we go, oh, wow, this dev really, we want devs to make the games they want. They wanted to make a Suicide Squad game. That's why they made it. Gene Park. That's why they made it. They wanted to make a Suicide Squad game.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but Superman sucks. Superman sucks.
Listen,
he is not fun. He is okay. Remember Hulk Ultimate Destruction?
Great game.
Great game. Because all you're doing is breaking shit as Hulk, right?
That's right.
That's all you would want to do as Superman. There's nothing that he could fight. There's nothing in his universe that he could fight that's remotely interesting. But I digress.
But again, everybody, I'm tired of games and service games. Really, person with a Destiny podcast, you're tired of the games and service game? All right.
I feel like you're being very specific right now.
I'm just tired of the complaining. I'm just tired of the, there's no PlayStation game with the PlayStation State of Play game. Really? Because Baldur's Gate console exclusive, There's five PSVR titles, You don't have any other console doing VR. I guess there were some exclusives. People just can't be happy. But you know what? I promise you, the Trophy Room, that ran aside, happiest place on the internet.
I gotta tell you right now, straight up.
I didn't have a good sales pitch on that one because I was pretty angry 90% of the time,
No, I'm a complainer. I was the complainer today.
Yeah, you didn't like that state of play?
I didn't love it, man. It's all right.
It's fine. It was fine. It was like a 6 or a 7. But I feel like we have the compulsion to say it's a 1 out of 10.
But
or 10 out of 10.
Suicide Squad trailer and the deep dive into that fucking made the whole thing for me.
Resident Evil 4, you're not a fan?
I love Resident Evil 4, but I've played it on fucking every goddamn console since the PS2.
All right, let me ask you a question. Not a fan of Cammy from Street Fighter 6?
Cammy's pretty dope. I suck at fighting games though.
I know, but she was listen for pixels. She was very attractive. Just saying.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Look, I mean, we love VR. Look at all those PSVR games, dude. Foglands looks dope.
It does look dope.
Synapse looks crazy. There's games there, guys. There's games.
Tachia.
Good ones too. Tachia. Great. And guess what? PlayStation Extra right there.
Boom.
It's right there, guys.
Right there.
All right. It's a great. Games are great.
Maybe.
It wasn't what you wanted, Matt, and that's the problem. Right. You wanted something specific. You didn't get what you wanted, so you're a little disappointed. That's okay.
Miss Envy. So you're complaining about complaining. Yes.
That's the only way to complain.
God bless. You know what, Miss Envy? You're fucking cool. I allowed to cuss. Calling me out. I dig that. I like it. Takes gravitas and respect.
Gravitas. Ooh, gravitas. That's such a good word. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. As always, thank you, Matt. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Andy, who's working very hard tonight, very late, which is we had the chair open. So I figured let's get some love in here.
Oh, yeah, man. Thanks for coming by, man. This was great.
Thank you so much for being here. It was an absolute pleasure, and I cannot wait to hear more about PlayStation. I'm gonna I check out Trophy Room pretty much every week. So,
and please, wait, if I could, please rate it 5 stars, because here's the thing: we are 9 reviews away here in North America, the good old United States of America, from 300 reviews.
Whoa,
hell yeah!
Oh, go for it. Do the damn thing. We are like 30 reviews away on Spotify from 500. So go over there, Spotify, right meow. Rate us 5 stars. It really does help us out. It really does help grow the show, grow the channel. It would mean the world. So again, thank you guys for having me as well.
Absolutely.
It's been fun to hear all about what's hip and cool with indies. So thank you guys.
Thank you, listeners. Thank you, viewers. And as always, please be excellent to each other and play some indies.